think I probably, in all honesty, spend more time than I should and need to on social media.
There are people that will steal your identity, and that's just becoming more and more of a thing.
Over COVID, it was really just how you stayed in contact with the world, because there was not much to do inside the house all the time.
Society has long fretted about technology's impact on youth. But unlike radio and television, the hyper-connected nature of social media has led to new anxieties, including worries that these platforms may be negatively impacting teenagers' mental health. Just this year, the White House announced plans to combat potential harms teens may face when they use social media. Despite these concerns, teens themselves paint a more nuanced picture of adolescent life on social media. Welcome to Kids Speak Out Oregon. I'm Barbara Harrison. The young people who spoke at the beginning of this show are not actors. They're real kids. There are many who are questioning whether social media harms or benefits the development of young people today. The COVID crisis certainly brought forth new awareness concerning the use of social media as a medium of connection or of isolation. Let's meet the young people who are making up our panel today and who are going to share their thoughts about social media. We're going to start on the end there with Cielin.
Hi, my name is Sian Len. I'm in the 6th grade and I like to play chess.
Great. Sadie?
Hi, my name is Sadie. I'm in 8th grade and I enjoy playing sports and hanging out with my friends.
Haley?
Hi, I'm Haley. I'm 18. I'm a senior in high school, and I really love reading and being out in nature.
Hi, I'm Layla. I'm in 8th grade and I like hanging out with my friends and snowboarding.
Hi, I'm John. I'm in the 7th grade and I love to play basketball.
Hi, I'm Serena. I'm a first-generation college student, and I love photography because it's just a beautiful way to express different perspectives.
Great.
Hi, I'm Rondo. I'm 18. I'm a senior at McDaniel High School, and I play football.
Great. We're so happy to have you with us. And this is a really interesting topic because I bet all of you deal with social media on a regular basis. But tell me about it. Are there good things and bad things about it? Why do you do it? Why do you use your phones or whatever else you're using for social media these days? You want to start down on the end, Cielin?
I use social media so I can talk to my friends.
Yeah? Anybody else?
I was going to say similar, just, connecting with people.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to keep up with people and see what's going on in other people's lives and stuff like that.
If you make a friend through something else that's not family, it's easy to talk to them through social media.
Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Yeah, and to connect it back to the pandemic, that was a time where we couldn't see people face to face, and so it just felt like we could actually still be connected to the world around us and be aware and not just feel extremely isolated in our homes.
I agree with what she was saying. It's like a gate to the world, basically.
Which social media do you use, or do you use lots of them? Layla?
TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, stuff like that.
Spend a lot of time?
Yeah.
More time with the phone?
Probably more time than necessary, yeah.
More time than with homework? Or do you guys do homework anymore? Is that still happening these days in school?
Yeah.
You do? You
Yeah,
spend
homework still happens, but I...
punctuated with time on your cell phone?
Well, yeah,
huh?
I think I probably, in all honesty, spend more time than I should and need to on social media.
And do your families get upset with you, parents? Anybody
Yeah.
mad?
Yeah.
No?
Sometimes.
They just expect it though? They know that's part of your lives these days?
Yeah, I've had boundaries set with certain apps because I use them too much and stuff like that.
And what kinds of things do you post? Or are you usually responding to somebody else?
I'm usually responding to someone because if I see something funny, then I just tell them I like it.
So do you go in to read things that are on there even if somebody's not trying to text you?
Yeah.
What do you usually go to?
Snapchat.
Oh yeah, Snapchat? Is that everybody's?
Yeah.
Why do you like Snapchat? Cielin?
I just like Snapchat so I can talk to my friend and snap my friend and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's what you call it, snapping them. Mm-hmm. And is it a quick chat that you Snapchat?
It's
Yeah, you can send photos or filters, or you can
Yeah.
just chat or swipe up on stories and
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
an easy way to show your friends what you're doing at the moment without having to write it in words.
Yeah.
You can just send a video or a picture.
Oh, so it's a picture.
yeah.
You're going to find out how little I know about social media. So do you do that too?
I use Instagram.
And do you usually just take a picture of yourself? and send it,
Or like where you are,
Yeah.
or you can like tag like a place that you're at, and then people can like click on it and read more about it. Or
And now, if you're getting one of these messages from somebody else, and there's not somebody that's your friend, what do? Do you write them back or not?
I don't write them back, but I just like block them or unfriend them.
Yeah.
Well, how does somebody feel if you block them? Do they know you've blocked them?
Yeah.
What? And you mean it pops up on the thing? John doesn't like you. He's blocked you off.
Not like that, but like you can't add them back.
you can't talk to them anymore.
Yeah.
It won't say like you blocked them. It'll
Yeah.
just say you can't chat with them anymore.
Yeah.
I think that if it's like a nice comment, then you can like keep them there. But if it's like something mean or something like that, then you can unadd them or like block them
Yeah.
from being able to see your posts
And-
anymore.
Also, you get to control who you add or accept, so you don't have to accept people you don't know.
Yeah.
Like personally, I don't like accepting people that I don't know or my friends aren't friends with.
Do they know that you haven't accepted them?
Yeah.
Yes.
They do. And then if you run into them in school, what happens? They don't talk to you.
Normally it'll
They don't
say like
speak.
on Snapchat, and when somebody adds you, it'll say like you have mutual friends, and that means
Yeah.
like they have people that you have also added. So like they have people that you know. So that's kind of a way to know if they're in proximity to you.
Is there anything that you've seen on social media that has annoyed you or upset you? Whether it
Yeah.
was intended for you or someone else?
I think in middle school, there was a lot of people who would create rumors or even accounts and like spread them and just like mean comments and stuff. And so that's why, for me personally, in middle school, I actually told my mom, promise me that if I ask to get social media that you will tell me no. And it was actually in high school that she encouraged me to get social media and just start with Instagram because it is a good way to connect with people. But it definitely turned me off when I saw that my friends were, crying and having a hard time dealing with the rumors that were happening on social media. And so I think it's good to understand that that's like a side of social media on top of the fact that it does connect people. So there's a lot of pros and cons.
Yeah, when you make an account, it doesn't say your name. Like you can create like a username or a bio, which is like under your username, and you can like create a whole new person. But it doesn't have any information about the person that's actually running the account. So you can really you have a lot of control over it.
So these messages that come through, do you know that they are meant for you or they could just be meant for anyone? I mean, the person doesn't know that you are who you are when
Well,
you're
you
on
can
social media?
tag people and
It depends on the context of the
Yeah.
whatever it is, I guess.
Of the post or
Yeah,
messages
post.
or stories.
So you've all been using it since middle school or even before?
Before.
Before.
I've been using since middle school,
What grade are you in now?
6th grade.
And do most kids in your grade use it? Are you hearing from friends from school mostly or people outside your schools?
Mostly it's like from people from school, or pretty much like the circle, like your circle, who you surround yourself around.
Are you worried at all about protecting your privacy? If you're getting messages from people that I assume got your name or your handle from someone else, if you
Yeah.
don't know them?
I think people are so used to just kind of sharing their location a lot, or just being very open about where they are and who they're with, and so that's something to be cautious of. I think some people can get to the point where they post like a picture of their address and things like that, so it is good to be mindful of that when you're posting. And also on top of the fact that there are people that will steal your identity, and that's just becoming more and more of a thing, and so it is good to be aware of those things.
Anybody had any scary experiences on
Not for
social media?
myself, but I know a couple of people that have gotten hacked, because people have gotten really good with technology and stuff like that, so they can figure out your password and then log into your account and post things pretending to be that person that can cause a lot of conflict or something like that, or just posting that'll upset other people, but it's not actually the person that's account it is, it's somebody else that's hacked onto it.
Yeah. Somebody I know got hacked by a fake realtor, and so now her account is just covered in LA house listings.
So what do you do when that happens?
Honestly, there's not a lot that you can do.
Would you have to change your...
You can delete the account.
You can delete the
can-
account.
If you're still able to access it, then
Yeah.
you can
But if they change the password and it kicks you out, then you can't really get back in unless you reset the password. And
I would say also these social media apps are getting more loose with the amount of information they're sharing with people.
Yeah.
So I think you just have to be careful about what kind of information you're giving these apps.
Yeah.
So are there any really scary stories that you've heard that have happened using social media?
Not really, but there are like some apps that show your location, and like sometimes you have to be careful like who you share your location with, because like if you added someone and then you didn't know them, but they had your location, they could just like stalk you.
Yeah.
Or threaten you sometimes.
So who do you turn to if something happens on social media that upsets you?
You can normally reach out to the app itself. There's normally like a chat box to like the people that are running the app, or you can like reach out and say like, hey, I've been hacked. Is there any way you can like reset my account or figure out who's on it? There's normally a pretty easy solution, but not always.
And oftentimes that they won't respond or won't give you, it's just an automated response.
Yeah,
So,
it's a robot a lot.
yeah, they often aren't very helpful with that kind of stuff, so you will probably at that point just have to make a new account and delete the old one.
Yeah.
So about how much time do you each spend using social media? And beyond Snapchat, is there anything else that you all are using?
TikTok is like really
Yeah.
popular,
TikTok.
especially
Yeah.
like in the past 3 years. It's kind of
Yeah.
gotten really big. I'd say for myself, I overuse it a lot, like 6 or 7 hours a day,
Yeah.
which is like not. I don't have really that time, but it's like very draining.
And
So is there
now-
more to TikTok than just dancing?
Oh yeah.
It's changed a lot since it started. hasn't
Yeah.
it?
Really everything, like, and there are different like sides of TikTok. So there's like book talk and like food talk.
When you first download the app, it asks you to select what kind of things you like to talk about, and there's like sports or cooking or dance or stuff like that, and that'll be on your For You page, which is stuff that's specifically like for you. Or if you interact with videos, like them or comment on them, it'll show more videos like that one. So it's like the algorithm.
Or you can press like non-interested, so if you don't like that content of the video, you can just say that and they'll show you less of that.
Oh, I see. So somebody knows what you like.
Yeah,
it's-
Somebody's
an
making decisions
algorithm.
about
Yeah.
an algorithm,
Yeah.
yes.
That's a really, really big issue actually, because the algorithm will show you content that you're looking at. And so if we're talking about like the divide that's happening in our country between Democrats and Republican, if you are looking at Republican content, you're gonna get more of that. And so you feel like the world shares that view, but really that's just what you're getting. Same goes for Democrats. So I think that's a big issue to talk about.
And do you feel like people out there know who you are when you're on one of the social media platforms?
Like through my Instagram, people know me through Instagram, but like a lot of the people I follow on Instagram, I know them through school or through other friends. So,
But are there people beyond your school who you sometimes hear from?
like mutual friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see. But you don't feel like somewhere way out in the world, somewhere beyond Oregon or even in another country, or seeing you and seeing what you're chatting about and then get in touch with you?
They 100% are, and I've had interactions with people try to get in contact with me. There's actually a lot of people that will be like, oh, I'll be your sugar daddy or things like
Yeah.
that. So it can be really dangerous.
Yeah, it does sound like it could be dangerous. We want to talk more about that in just a minute. We're going to come right back. Stay with us.